we're doing today, and we're up in Chico, California. Sometimes I got to remind myself where I just pulled up. Chico, California. On the end, we have Kim Buckmaster. She's a second vice commander of the post 2813. And my good friend Carlos Castle, you're the first vice commander.
No, I'm
Oh,
the post.
You're the post commander. Come on over there. My notes. You got to get it right. You're the post commander
Of 2813.
of 2813. And so you're the guy that has to answer all the good and the bad.
Yeah, all of the above. That is correct.
You take it all. You take it all. And how long have you been in that position?
So I started in 2022.
2022.
Yeah, and it was the post commander from 2022 to the present, and then the district commander the following year.
Got it. Perfect. And Carlos, I've known you for a long time, coming to the DEC and the state conventions, representing the post. And it was first time meeting you over here, but we have something in common. We were sitting here talking, and you have daughters that just graduated.
Yes,
Yeah.
Cal Poly Humboldt.
Cal Poly Humboldt, and my daughter is Zoe Cardoza up in that area, just graduated as well. So a small world,
It is.
Yeah.
especially in the Northern California area. I
Right.
noticed there's very a small world up here.
Oh,
And-
very much.
And
Yep.
great colleges up in this area for good educational issues, from engineering to biomed to
Forestry.
Forestry, yeah.
I mean, forestry management. I mean, you name the gamut. There's so much up in this area just for, good colleges.
Good college. And I know Chico's known for having a good time up here in their college.
Yes, actually, Chico State used to back in
They used to own that
80s.
title.
yeah, 80s and 90s. They were the partiest college in the country.
Yeah.
That's changed a lot.
Yeah,
Oh,
changed a lot.
quite a
I've
bit.
heard.
Yes.
I've heard over the years. And Chico's really nice. I was here years ago. And how long have you been from the area?
43 years.
So you've seen.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You've seen it over the years,
Oh, yeah.
change and grow. Coming from 99 out of Sacramento up there, that's grown through Yuba City and
Mhm.
Oh,
and
yes.
on to here a lot of
Absolutely.
people now compared to the maybe 20 years ago when I rolled through here last.
Yes, I got here
Yeah.
in 1993 and been in and out, but I finally came back permanently in 2000 and got married to my wife today. We're working our 25th anniversary.
25th anniversary, and she's in the background over there. Perfect. The one of my favorite we did a news interview from AMVETS one. You know how we do these streams.
Right.
And Tom Debbie was at home, she was missing Tom. And Tom was just off camera, so he wasn't in the interview. Tom and is Tom Johnson from up in Reading.
Right.
And at one point, just for Debbie, I said, say hi, Tom. And I remember just Tom's hand going into the screen. Hi, Tom. Just, Tom
Yeah.
has that joking that he might be watching it right now. And it was my favorite part of the whole interview.
I'm
was,
here.
Hi, Tom. He was great. Talk to me about what we're doing here with AMVETS, the post 2813. There's a lot of VSOs in this one building. You're in
Yeah.
one building right now, and
That's
you
correct.
recently, how long ago did you move from one building into this building?
So the way I understand it, in 2007, the county came in and closed their building on 900 Esplanade, and they moved into this building that same year, 2007. So we've been here for damn near 15 years now.
15 years now, so it's been a while. And there's how many VSOs? And we were talking about it just before we started. Seven
Seven
VSOs. Yeah,
different veteran organizations. Yeah.
right here in this
Just in this
building.
small
Yeah.
building. Yeah.
So a lot of juggling and time and being
And
used,
collaborating with each other as well, like she wears several hundred hats, poor girl. So she's part of the Butte County Veteran Stand Down,
Okay.
and we work in collaboration with her to do our, I was going to say the word, but
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's a
Yeah.
booth that we put up to encourage our veterans to come
For
and talk
mental
to
health,
us for
mental health awareness.
issues.
Yeah.
And so we continue that all through the year. That is not something that we even hiccup on. If we have an opportunity to go to a rodeo or to bike races or car
Mhm.
races, we set up that booth for mental health to have all of our members encourage anybody that's struggling with that to
Yeah.
talk to us. and give them resources from the local community.
Perfect. And for anybody who's joining us with amvetsca.org or sees us on Facebook later today or YouTube, and we struggle with that word, it begins with an S. And it's when someone is struggling with mental health awareness and they take the last resort.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of veterans, they say 22 veterans a day that do commit that. And what we're trying to do to be able to make sure there's mental health awareness services.
Absolutely.
There's buddy checks to where you're calling and checking on your buddy and doing what it takes. And sometimes that's all it takes is that phone call to know that somebody's in peril or they're pushed to the wall.
Yeah,
And that's something we can do.
We've had two members in the last 4 years that we've had to assist.
Yeah.
And two of them have been saved. Thank goodness for that. And that's I'm sure Cameron can attest to this. This is something that I have drove home for quite some time because I almost became a statistic myself.
Yeah.
In 1996, and so when this particular AMVETS 1 came out, it was an important factor in my life to actually expert what happened.
Yeah.
I had held it for so many years, almost 2 decades, and
To realize you weren't alone.
not exactly.
Yeah.
I was just going to say that, and I realized that I was one of many out there that was struggling with mental health issues from the wars.
Mhm.
And unfortunately, I was in 3 different conflicts in a small 7 years.
Yeah.
So
At a young age.
yeah,
Yeah.
I left the military due to what they call exited my tour service, ETS. And I had a medical issue. I had broken my neck in the Gulf War and separated both shoulders. My infantry career and airborne career was over. And I knew that, and it was just time to leave at that point.
Yeah.
So I didn't stay any longer. But I had intended to be a 20-year person or more.
Yeah.
I intended it.
And Kim, your service, you're in the Army,
Yes, sir.
correct? And what did you do in the Army?
I was a cook.
You're a cook.
Yeah,
Good deal. Our president of the company I work with, Capital, he was a cook as well.
yeah.
He doesn't tell me too many stories, but he hates shredding potatoes. I'll tell you that.
I think we all do.
Yeah. He
You
hated
get
that.
that KP once in a while,
Yeah.
and you're like, what do I got to do? Oh, no kidding. I got it.
So you should be a cook. So it was a very important job.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Very hard.
Yeah. And Kim, scooting just a tad there, we're losing you outside. But then, and then and where were you at the time that you did that?
At the time, I was in Hanau, Germany,
In Germany.
Yeah.
Okay.
and then I was in the first Gulf War also. So
Okay. Perfect. And then how many years were you in?
total
service?
of active duty, total of 3,
Okay.
reserves or National Guard, a total of, I think, 8.
Okay. Perfect. And then came back Chico
That
right
was
after
the Army, I came back to Chico, yeah.
Chico.
My National
Okay.
Guard was in Red Bluff, so I was living here in Chico at the time.
Okay.
You had a good duty there.
Yeah.
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 I had a
did
good
very
crew.
Good deal. And and been very involved since then, or how long was it before you got involved with your first veterans service
It's
organization?
only been about 2 years.
2 years now.
Yeah.
So there isn't, and we talk about that a lot of times. There's a gap sometimes.
Huge gap.
Talk to me about your experience. So you get out of the Army, you have a family. We talked about your daughters
Yeah.
there, and what the reason for the gap before you decided I need to serve again.
I always wanted to.
Yeah.
But talking to my grandpa who was in World War II, there was a lot of negativity between the different VSOs,
Yeah.
veteran service organizations here. So I didn't want to get involved in any of that.
Yeah.
And then after my mom passed, I had time to spare.
Yeah.
So I decided to join the organizations at that point to give me another outlet of things to do.
I'd be able to connect with others.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I miss the veteran community a lot at that time.
Perfect. And the AMVETS, and you found AMVETS
I found
organization?
all 5 of them.
All 5. Yeah. I was gonna say, you're sort of like the mom
Right.
here in the building, it seems like. So
That is
yeah,
correct.
you're very involved with all, like you said, she's got the keys to everything.
Everything.
I hold the keys to the kingdom.
Keys to the kingdom.
There you go.
So, so it is a big juggle because not only are you in the AMVETS as a member, but you're also involved with all of them.
Yeah,
So you got that involvement that you were looking for.
in spades.
In spades. So and I always sometimes I'll forget I'm not a veteran myself, but I'm a veteran supporter in the community. And I encourage people in the community that see this, you can be a part of a VSO and helping a VSO by serving in many ways. And so I always like to point that out. Thank you both for your service.
God bless
And I
you.
mean that from the bottom of my heart. And as we do this, that's why one of the things that I wanted to do is be able to go to communities and tell their story and tell their personal stories. Because also there's a lot of healing that comes with that, but also too, you find common
Oh,
things
absolutely.
like we both have daughters that are up in Eureka. How your daughter said they're never coming home, but do they love it up there? Yes. Okay, that's what I thought. Mine too. So he says she loves it up there.
A
Yeah,
small world and actually it's a beautiful area up there
it
too.
is beautiful.
Gorgeous. I have a
It
lot of
is.
family up there.
Oh, you do. So they have a lot of people to fall back on and be around. Oh,
Sure.
no, yeah. Maybe not.
They're very independent.
Very independent. See, she is too. She is too. My uncle's up there. So I think she likes to know that there's somebody up there,
Oh, yeah.
but she's independent. She takes care of herself.
Yep.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. I'm both in forestry too. So
Yeah.
that's by
Well-
being involved with organizations, you find out things like this, or
Yeah.
maybe you serve in the same area.
So there's actually three of them, your daughter and my twins.
My twins.
Yeah, they're both
So
in
two
forestry.
girls. That's why I was wondering. They're up there at the same time, so they're close in age. They're twins.
Yes,
Good deal. What was their names?
Haley Fisher and Casey Fisher.
Haley and Casey Fisher. I'm sure she knows who they are. I'll have to ask her. Carlos, when you came back and you were out of the military, how long did it take before you realized that, I wanted to get involved, I wanted to serve, continue with a VSO?
Well, unfortunately, I struggled all through the 90s with the war, the three conflicts that I participated in.
Yeah.
It took me almost 20.
20 years.
Yeah, so I didn't really get involved until the Chico Veterans Honor Guard approached me to be part of their honor guard. And I think it was in 2007, just right after they got into the building.
Yeah.
And so my first one was, because I didn't join at that time, I just was a part of it. I actually joined in 2008.
2008.
And then
someone had asked you to come be a part of the honor. Guard.
Right. And actually, a BSO from the foundation asked me to come join the AMVETS itself, post 2813. Later in that year, I was approached, well, actually the following year, excuse me, 09, I was approached to be a veteran service officer for the foundation in 09.
And a veteran service officer, for people that are not in a VSO, a veteran service officer, and either one of you can take this, and what does a veteran service officer do?
So what we do is provide strategic areas to help you get your benefits, get you on track with healthcare. If you're injured through any conflict or non-conflict, we help you either with the pension side of it or the actual compensation pension side of it. And we also, if you have children, help you if they're college bound, get them into college under the Chapter 32 to ensure that their college is taken care of. I think you can elaborate on that.
Yeah.
Both of my girls had their college paid for through Chapter 32 through their dad, who is a Marine.
The Marine, okay.
Yeah.
And then they're able to get their college paid for through that, yeah.
And what I did not know is if you are a veteran, you have both parents are veterans, you could draw benefits from each of them at the same time.
No,
So they get $17.65 a month off of one. So
Yeah.
they get over $3,000, almost $3,500 a month to go to school and pay bills.
Absolutely.
And then you
Beautiful.
have work study after that. So
wow.
And then you get paid as a work study.
Yeah.
As a work study.
Under both plans.
So encourage anybody that is a veteran that maybe is told something, that always check with the veteran service officer, because there
Absolutely.
might be benefits that are due to you. It's not a handout, it's a hand up.
Yeah,
And it's offered to our veterans and it's there
that-
for you.
that is exactly the point. Never think that this is an entitlement. This is actually something you earned, no matter, again, if you were peacetime or wartime. This is something you earned and you should deserve it. And speaking to the right individuals in AMVETS will help you get to that point. Even if you as an individual want to go back to college, we can help you get that, as well as whatever benefits is necessary, such as your books, your tuition, and so on. You might have a reduction in your tuition. It might even be free, depending
Yeah.
on where you are located in the United States.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because certain community colleges for veterans will have a low cost or no cost fee for tuition,
Wow.
or they may have a low cost and no book fee for your books.
Yeah.
It just depends. Each state kind of writes it a little different.
Yeah, a little different, but you check with your VSO.
Check with your
service
VSO in
center.
your local area,
Yeah,
and they should be able to outline it for you, and under the chapter 32 as well.
wow, pretty cool. And then, and if you just joined us, we're here on amvetsca.org with AMVETS Live, and we meet with posts throughout the state of California. We're up here with post 2813 in Chico, California, with Kimberly and Carlos. And we're talking about the post. We're talking about veteran service officers, chapter 32, which means your children were able to go to school and graduate from Eureka, Humboldt State, and twins.
Yeah.
So you grew up with having twins.
Yep.
And they're both in forestry. That's pretty cool. So I'm gonna have to for sure research them up there and see if Zoe knows who they are.
Haley knows her. Lucy is familiar with her.
Oh, there you go. The
Yeah,
one
just
that's
got a
familiar with her
response.
probably had a run-in with her. No.
No,
No, that's got-
Haley wanted to do logging sports.
Oh,
So they probably
wow.
met through that or one of the classes.
Yeah.
But Haley got too busy with school and work.
School and
so-
work. She texted you back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah.
just checking on.
Yeah, the logging sports is an incredible thing to go watch, and it just was so cool that it's a sport.
It
It's a
definitely,
Yeah.
sport. It
and
is.
you definitely need to be
Yeah,
trained well at that.
trained well. Yes. Yeah, I was scared when I heard she was going to be wielding a chainsaw. Oh boy!
Oh,
And
yeah.
then go watch her in the competition. Wow, wow, she's got it
Quick,
down.
yeah.
She's got it down. And I think that again, you've both experienced, there's that gap once you're out of the military and maybe it's something, because we want to get veterans and younger veterans and sometimes veterans that are just never found a home
That's
outside of the military and they're maybe earning that relationship back with like-minded people and that served as well, but they don't know where to start.
Mhm.
And with AMVETS, you don't have to see wartime
Nope.
to be a member. Talk to people about how can you become a member? You've served and you're thinking about it. What's the first thing you do?
Okay, so the first thing that I always ask a veteran is, did you honorably serve, which is kind of vital to being a part of AMVETS in any VSO organization. After that, we ask them, what are you looking for in a VSO, in a veteran service organization? And some are looking for dartboards, alcohol. I mean, you run the gamut of things. But AMVETS post 2813 is mostly geared to outdoor stuff. We want you to be outdoors in, not just being in a meeting.
Yeah.
And that's where we're trying to be different than most of the groups. Being outdoors in our mountains in our local area, we have foothills up here. We have several lakes. We have one of the biggest dams in the United States, in two areas, Shasta County and here in Butte County. You got the Oroville Dam and you got the Shasta Dam. Recreational areas are just vast up in this area. And so that's what we encourage our veterans that want to get out instead of being in a building.
Yeah.
Hey, this is what we want to do. We take you up on a ride up into the mountains and do some, we call booty romping,
Yeah.
with some four-wheelers and or
Oh, that sounds fun.
get out at a
Yeah.
race with us and listen to the veterans that come by asking for assistance or resources, and that's what we try to provide. But the biggest thing is I would tell a veteran is, hey, look, if you're looking for your camaraderie again, come join AMVETS. We don't care if you've been in war, peacetime, you can be National Guard, reservist, and active duty. Not all VSOs organizations can say that.
Yeah.
And that's where we're a lot different than the other VSOs.
And that's AMVETS.
That's AMVETS,
Yeah.
yes, right.
And AMVETS, you can join, you've honorably served and you can be a part of AMVETS.
Yeah, and we encourage, all veterans, no matter if they're 80 or they're 26, the camaraderie-ness is really what you're really looking for. Because I lost that through the whole 90s, and if I hadn't reached out, I don't know if I'd still be here today. So
Yeah, that's
because
not
of AMVETS, it gave me purpose, and
Yeah.
that's what we're trying to tell the veterans. We will give you purpose if you so desire to have purpose.
And there's a lot of good, and I want
A
to
lot.
talk about that, what the chapter does, what the 2813 here in Chico. We mentioned the stand down. Is the
Yes.
stand down coming around the corner?
It's
Was it
October.
October, so it is.
Yes, it's in
It is.
October.
Okay, and then what dates are the stand down, and talk to me
October.
about it.
Good question.
Look it up, yeah.
It's the-
11th, 12th, and 13th, I think. Let me check real quick.
That's a lot of opportunity also too, to meet a lot of veterans out there that are
That is an
looking for
awesome
help.
opportunity.
Yeah,
It's the
Also,
9th, 10th, and 11th.
the 9th, 10th, and 11th.
Yeah.
of
So,
October.
perfect. And the stand down, where's it usually held?
It's
Where's
at the
it?
Chico Elks Lodge on
Chico's Elks
Manzanita.
Perfect.
Yeah,
So,
1706,
I don't remember.
or think
Yeah.
Manzanita.
Elks Lodge. You can Google it and find out exactly right where it is. And so the stand down and a lot of services that are there for our veterans.
About 60 service providers.
That's
Service
correct.
providers, perfect. Good,
Yeah.
yeah. long
Everything
have you
from
worked on it?
dental
Yeah.
to mental health.
How long you've worked on that?
About 5 years now.
5 years. So
That's where I got started, and then I started moving towards the veterans organizations.
middle of here
Because there's
too.
that camaraderie you can't get outside of a veterans organization.
Yeah.
We speak the same speak, we walk the same walk, we've done all the same things. And, we've all been to basic, we've all shot a rifle, we all have
Yeah.
the same base.
That's correct.
Yeah, and we just get along.
You connect right away.
Oh,
You
yeah.
understand each other. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Even the ones you don't want to connect with, you connect with.
Unfortunately.
No matter what, there's always that
Yes.
connection. And I noticed when, and I mentioned when I first came around, DEC state convention with AMVETS, there's always those heated discussions about an issue, but they hug at the end.
Yeah, at the
At
end of the
the
day,
end, yeah, yeah.
we're all here for the same purpose, and then
So,
that's
yeah.
to the betterment of our veterans
Yep.
in their communities. And that's actually where I got really involved in the stand down. Our group, when they first opened up at the warehouse that they had, we had 5 of our people in there helping them sort, do whatever they needed to do, because it brings us all together. And we're not wearing one hat.
Yeah.
We're wearing all of the hats.
Yeah.
We're working all together.
Mhm.
And that's one thing that I've always told all of the VSOs. When we're working together, it doesn't matter what hat you're wearing.
Yeah,
You're a veteran. You're
Yeah.
helping and serving the community and the veteran community.
that's what it's about.
That's it, exactly. For me, AMVETS was a little bit higher on the pendulum because of the vast opportunity that you had. I mean, when I became a veteran service officer, the opportunity, I got promoted and went immediately to Reno within less than 6 months. I mean, that's how fast I moved.
Yeah.
And became assistant regional director up there. From that, I left and then came back to Chico, and I don't think it was a year, and I went right back to the honor guard.
Yeah.
Went back to doing everything I used to do with AMVETS post 2813. I wasn't looking for an officer's position or a commander's position. I just wanted to be involved.
Be involved, and they found a way to get you more involved.
Well, yeah, it took about 10 years to finally convince
Yeah.
me, because like 2012, they approached me, hey, would you like to be a second vice or first vice? I'm like, not yet.
Yeah.
I want to learn a little bit more.
Dig in.
Then, 2022, Gary Imhoff just straight out saying, look, you gotta take this post.
Yeah.
I'm the northern area. I've got a lot on my plate.
Yeah.
And I'm also the commander of the Chico Veterans Honor Guard as
Yeah.
well. And I'm wearing other hats as well.
And I
I'm
need
like,
you, yeah.
and
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know if I'm ready for this. He
Yeah.
goes, oh yeah, you're ready.
You're right.
I'm like, okay.
Okay, get it.
So my vision immediately is to improve the membership, because our membership was on paper 186,
Yeah,
but in the room was like 4,
Yeah.
maybe 5, and they were all officers.
yeah,
And we're still having that issue.
Yeah.
And so, like I had said to everybody out there in Facebook land and the department is, look, it doesn't matter what you did or didn't do in the military. We need you and you need us, and we will more than happy to bring you in and help you achieve whatever you want to achieve, whether it be benefits, whether it be just camaraderie-ness. The biggest thing is like we have our females that help us in a lot of areas to keep us grounded sometimes, and remind us, hey, that's not probably going to work.
yeah, the voice of reason.
Thank you. I was trying to put it
Yeah.
out there, but the
Our
voice of reason.
Female officers have a lot of voice of reason.
Yes.
Yes.
And
Like, yeah,
some
it
of us
sounds
men,
great, but
yeah, some of us men just think outside the box and then realize
you're way outside the box.
that box isn't even in
Yeah.
the zip code anymore, you know? So yeah, and that's important, is that uh, just because you think it's a men's organization, AMVETS is not.
Yeah.
It is not just geared for men. It is geared for women and men, and whoever else has served in this great country of ours honorably. We would love to have you.
Perfect. And when do you meet monthly?
So we meet the first Thursday of every month. This next one will be June 5th at 6 p.m. right here at the Chico Veterans Hall on 554 Reeland Avenue.
Perfect. And then if someone wants to get involved, they have some questions. Where do they call, or where do they find that information?
So the unfortunate part is this building does not have a telephone service here. So
Okay.
nobody is here to service a call. However, I am the commander, and I'm sure
Oh, yeah.
you would put out your number. My phone number here in Chico is 530-321-7596.
And I'm 530-828-9363.
Perfect. And if they have any questions, they can call, they can find out
Absolutely.
more information, how to become a member.
I'm,
Yeah. Or maybe they have an idea to bring something to the table. What were you
Well,
gonna
that's the biggest thing, that we would like our youth, our veteran youth to come in and, you know,
help mold?
surprise
Yeah,
us with some ideas that we haven't thought of.
that's all.
And that's something that's important, is utilizing everybody's ideas
Yeah,
and, you know, figuring out a good formulated plan to get it done.
get it done. What were you saying, Kimberly?
and this hall particularly has coffee time every Wednesday from 8 to noon.
Okay,
Last Wednesday of every month is biscuits and gravy.
oh,
And the other
yeah.
Wednesdays are coffee and donuts.
okay,
So they're always welcome to come down, join us and see what's going on.
yeah, just hang out, come
And-
down and hang out, yeah.
And we got a pretty good crowd. We're running around 30,
Oh, no, try 60.
60.
Oh.
Yeah, 60. I haven't been down here enough. So
He doesn't wake up on time.
No. Don't do it. But yeah, so and that was something that was very important, is, opening the doors and getting veterans in the building,
Yeah,
Mhm.
and then starting to realize that, we're all here for the same purpose, trying to
Mhm.
figure out, where can I help you as an individual? And if so, what would you like me to do?
Yeah.
And the first question I would ask most veterans is, are you interested in being a part of a cohesive group that would, guide you through some issues that you might be having,
Yeah.
mental health issues, whether it be medical or
Mhm.
whatever it might be, and we can help guide you and help
Yeah.
you whatever direction you need to go.
and a lot of times connecting to a service maybe you didn't know was there for you. Because after talking to somebody else, they're talking about they're in their 100% and they got this. But this is affordable to you, given to you for your service. Some officers, I see them talk and they'll think, well, how'd you do that? Or I didn't know that.
Mhm.
Well-
So a lot of times by talking to each other, you find out about these things.
Yeah, and the other thing is like my focus when I became a VSO was to concentrate on Vietnam veterans.
Yeah.
They were left behind. I
Yeah.
mean, seriously left behind.
And there's a lot of them still out there
there's
looking
so
for
many,
purpose. Yeah,
right.
yeah,
And, you know, it's not to say that that war was more important or anything. It's just to say,
Thank you.
yeah,
we want to remind the public that the Vietnam veterans suffered them a lot of losses, and they weren't well received at home when they came home.
yeah,
Now we have a motto is welcoming them home. What can I help you with? If
Yeah.
you aren't 100%, which you should be now, from just Agent Orange alone, if you were boots on the ground, to
Yeah.
even in the Navy, the blue and brown water Navy, and all the
Yeah.
other factors that go with it. And then now we're moving on, because unfortunately the Vietnam veterans are slowly dying away,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
yeah,
And so we're moving to the Gulf War, the Iraq War, the
Yeah.
Afghan War, and all of them. It's not to say that we only concentrate on them. We concentrate on all of them.
everybody.
And again, you don't have to be war zone in order to get compensation or pension.
Yeah, that's 30 minutes goes up really fast.
No
And the
kidding.
AMVETS live every third Tuesday of the month. My name's Lance Cardoza, a veterans supporter, and I like to be out here meeting with all of our posts and post 2813 in Chico. If someone has a building in this area, they want to help an organization like AMVETS. They want to
Please
be able
do.
to reach out and say that,
Absolutely.
yeah, there's something there that you can help the organization. Because there's a lot of VSOs in one little building
Yeah,
trying to all make it happen for our veterans. So if you listen to this and you could help, you could always reach out to those two phone numbers by rewinding the video and reaching out to Carlos and Kimberly. So Kimberly Buckmaster, the second vice,
Mhm.
and the commander of Post 2813, Carlos Castle. Thank you so much for being on the
Lance, God
program.
bless
Thank you. Yes, thank you. God bless
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you. And I'm looking forward to seeing
did
Zoe,
right.
talk to Zoe and talk about your daughters too.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. And thank you so much for joining us. We'll be here next month on the third Tuesday, and state convention is coming right around the corner. So make sure you get a hold of Bernadette and you talk to everybody at the AMVETS Department of California if you're an AMVETS member, or become a member and come out and experience the state convention this year at Tachi Palace in Lemoore, California. We'll see you there. Thank you for joining us.